Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Now, Jinx is here, Okpe, with stories trending around the world. Hello, Ojinika.
Well, good morning, Dr. Abati.
Well, I don't need to ask you, how was your weekend?
It was great. Good morning, Tundu Abiola. Both of you, congratulations on your win.
All of us, congratulations.
You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Tell them there are implications.
There are implications.
Congratulations. And congratulations to the
us.
entire morning show team. Good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe.
In the United States, the government on Sunday expelled over 300 Haitian migrants camped in a Texas border town back to their homeland. The migrants were flown on 3 aircrafts in a massive show of force that signaled the beginning of what could be America's swiftest large-scale expulsions of migrants or refugees in decades. In the Netherlands, King Willem-Alexander on Sunday, September 18, officially unveiled a new memorial in the heart of Amsterdam's historic Jewish quarter, honoring more than 100,000 Dutch victims of the Holocaust. And the Dutch Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, vowed that it will remind citizens to be vigilant against anti-Semitism. In Afghanistan, female employees in the Kabul city government over the weekend were told to stay home, with work only allowed for those who cannot be replaced by men. The move is the latest restriction on women by the new Taliban rulers in the country. In France, daredevil Nathan Paulin wowed crowds over the weekend in the center of Paris by walking 600 meters on a tightrope between the Eiffel Tower and Trocadero Square. Thousands of people watched him start the walk from the first floor of the tower, 70 meters above the ground. Paulin described the experience as a bit of a dream. Under sports, Nigeria's female basketball team, the Tigress, over the weekend defeated Mozambique 67-50 in their opening game at the ongoing 2021 FIBA Women's Afrobasket in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Finally, under entertainment, The Crown and the Queen's Gambit tied as leaders with 11 awards each at the 73rd Annual Primetime Emmy Awards on Sunday night. Streaming giant Netflix took home a total of 44 Emmys, tying an all-time record for a single year. Actor RuPaul Charles made Emmy history by becoming the most awarded person of color in the show's history with 11 wins, while the best speech of the night went to I Will Destroy You star Michaela Cole, who dedicated her Emmy win for outstanding writing to survivors of sexual abuse.
Do not be afraid to disappear from it, from us, for a while, and see what comes to you in the silence. Thank you to Casey Bloys, Amy Gravitt, Piers Wenger, and Various Artists Limited for 2 of the best years of my life. I dedicate this story to every single survivor of sexual assault. Thank you.
Well, let's begin what's trending in Nigeria. Following President Muhammadu Buhari's departure on Sunday for the 76th UN General Assembly in New York, Yoruba Nation agitators and other self-determination groups threatened that they would hold their biggest march yet on September 24th, the day the president will address the United Nations General Assembly. The agitators listed 6 demands ahead of their protests. They include the abolition of the 1999 Constitution, the suspension of further elections, particularly the 2023 elections, conduct of a referendum, an end to Fulani genocide, as well as an end to oligarchy, and the declaration of Miyetti as a terrorist organization. Well, in a statement, the chairman of the Yoruba group, Professor Banji Akintoye, was quoted as saying, rather than listen to the yearnings and aspirations of our people, the Buhari-led government has consistently waged war against people who attempt to checkmate the menace of Miyetti in the name of grazing cows. He said the groups would face Buhari on the 24th to tell him to his face that the Miyetti are the #1 enemy of the people of the South and Middle Belt of Nigeria, and they are the authentic terrorists. Dr. Abati, I guess the United Nations is the biggest platform for these agitators to express their wish.
Well, first, what the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance on Self-Determination is trying to do, basically, by going to be a part of the general debate, that's the United Nations General Assembly, it's otherwise also called the general debate, is to draw attention to the situation in Nigeria in terms of their grievances. And if you look at those things that you've listed, they want Miyetti classified as a terrorist organization. They want an end to oligarchy. They want, the Nigerian constitution to be abolished. They want the right to self-determination. Now, all of these groups, from the south, from the middle belt, and other parts of Nigeria, majorly minority ethnic nationalities and also other groups, they're insisting on their right to self-determination. And, their choice of the United Nations, led by Professor Banji Akintoye, is understandable. The UN Charter, in Article 1 and also Article 55 thereof, talks about the right to self-determination as one of those important, post-war, rights of communities, of peoples. And it simply means that a people have the right to determine their own future. Now, before this 1 million march, they call it, the NINAS, that's the acronym, has decided upon, they had also appealed, first, the Yoruba group, the Yoruba Nation Agitators, joined the UNPO, that's the body for underrepresented peoples of the world. Two, the entire group, NINAS, appealed to global financial institutions not to lend money to Nigeria again because they say that Nigeria is a disputed project. But I think what is important in this regard is that, look, along the spectrum of positions, of choices, options, before the various ethnic nationalities involved in that group that is led by Professor Akintoye, what is important is that the Nigerian government should provide an opportunity to talk to them.
Exactly what?
The UN protests, we give them visibility. They are not the only ones who go there. Anybody can go and be part of the general debate and push their case. But at the end of the day, Nigeria will be responsible for its own people's interests. And that's why we keep saying the opportunity should be provided in Nigeria for dialogue, for conversation among the various ethnic nationalities. But, government just takes a decision and says, if you're asking for self-determination, it's a problem. No, self-determination is a right, but you can have a conversation around it. The only caveat here, however, is that even when you are asking for self-determination, there are standards, there are values, there are processes that have to be respected. Your right to self-determination does not extend to the extent that you sabotage the sovereign. If you try to sabotage the sovereign, the natural instinct is that the sovereign will fight back.
Absolutely.
And which was an original point that I made, and people thought, I was opposing self-determination. No, self-determination is a right, but how you go about it is also important.
Tunde, I thought it was quite instructive that they singled out the Miyetti for, to describe them as a terrorist group. And they're not alone in their thoughts.
Well, I was wondering which Miyetti, because we've had guests on this show who will go to great lengths to tell us that there are two different ones. I want them to specify.
Yes.
And if you go by what Garba Shehu has said, according to the presidency, that President Buhari has been harder on those people than on others, that what he has done to them with the shoot-at-sight order is worse than terrorism. And that's a big if there, because personally, I'm not convinced. What I do want to say is that in addition to what you said about self-determination and that how the sovereign will reject it. Even in Canada, that bastion of civility and niceness, when the Quebec freedom movement got out of hand, Canada stepped in. The father of the current premier in Canada, Trudeau, he instituted war measures against them. But what I do want to say is that everybody's voice must be heard. Self-determination is a right, and I will always concur with any call to abolish the 1999 Constitution. I never miss an opportunity, darling. I really don't.
I know you
Earlier
don't.
this morning, we're talking about Governor Akeredolu, and I had to juxtapose that. I had to just tack it on in there, that frankly, any idea, he's right about what he was saying about the FIRS and their attempt to, smuggle the VAT issue into the Constitution being dead on arrival, fine. fine. But generally, constitutional amendments cannot be dead on arrival. We must continue to evolve this constitution. I would prefer if we bin it, quite frankly. But if that's not going to happen, we must continue to evolve it, and we must change to really fully reflect federal fiscal federalism.
Fiscal federalism, yeah.
I got there in the end. Look at the fact that all mineral deposits in Nigeria are vested in the federal government. I mean, absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be having this VAT conversation. We shouldn't be having any of these conversations. So the fact of the matter is that people feel marginalized. In Yoruba land, we can all attest to this. There have been secessionists, they've always been secessionists, but they were sort of on the fringes. Now it's becoming more mainstream. Why? In response to the perception, and perception is reality, that some animals are more equal than others, if we're talking George Orwell. And it's completely unacceptable. Nigeria belongs to all of us.
You cannot be more correct.
Except that many Nigerians will not agree with some people that Yorubas are marginalized.
Okay.
But that's another conversation.
So for me, real quickly, Tundu talked about all federal minerals being vested in the hands of the federal government.
Why?
Question is, what is happening to gold? Is
Exactly.
gold in the hands of the federal government?
It's on
mineral
private jets.
resources.
Some private jets been
But
smuggled out.
secondly, for me, I think the most important question we should ask is, if the APC had fulfilled this electoral promise of restructuring, are we going to be where we are today?
No. No, not
Well,
sure.
all right. Well said, Rufai. Well said, the whole gang. We'll take another story. A video now making the rounds on social media revealed the governor of Zamfara State, Bello Matawalle, handing out bundles of cash to a group of Nigerian soldiers at a yet-to-be-identified location in the state. Let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
We are here, we are here. No strength, we are here, we are here. No peace. We are here. We are here, we are here.
Well, Tundu Abiola, our analyst of the year, what do you make of this situation?
When I first saw it, I cringed. I thought these are our troops, we look up to them. But on the other hand, there's a cultural issue. In Nigeria, we do show that kind of affection to our public figures. We do surround them. You know you're a politician on your rallies. I'm sure this is the kind of reception that you get. And also, as like you did on Saturday, our elders do tend to dip their hands in their pockets and hand over cash. It's our culture.
I think
so when
so
I first
too.
saw it, I thought, oh, it's a bit cringy. But
Yeah.
no, this is how we are. I don't think he was trying to be disrespectful. I think he was trying to appreciate our troops. Because if he had met with them and just waved and gone by, it would have been, oh, he doesn't appreciate them. So I
Yes.
think he's just trying to show some kind of appreciation for
Yeah,
them.
but I think Rufai tends to
You see,
differ.
I think
Yeah.
there are better ways of doing it. You could fix their logistics, you could send them meals, you could send them, but not giving
Yes.
money, dehumanizing them. What is
All
money?
of
You
the
are
above.
tech, we
For
are
me,
here, we
all
are
of
here.
it. Do
And
all
you
of
are
it.
And you are giving them money there to go and share amongst themselves, and they are scampering. And this is supposed to be our federal troops? No, no.
Were they scampering?
Yeah, they were all scampering for the money. When the guy collected the money, you can see all of them rush to him, and they're going to share them. You don't do that to our troops. Let's not desecrate the military.
Oh,
now.
that's your
No.
opinion. Dr. Abati, what about you?
Bad optics.
Bad
optics
Bad
for
That's
the
the only
military.
thing I thought. Like I
Bad
said,
optics
shouldn't have been
because it was
for the
filmed.
military.
Yes.
Yes.
You have Nigerian soldiers behaving like area boys. We are here, we are here.
We are here,
we are here, we are here. That's the kind of thing you get from, policemen ordinarily, who we meet at the police checkpoint.
No, you didn't say that.
Nigerians, no, it's a fact.
No,
in
you
Nigeria. We used to talk about policemen behaving like area boys. To have Nigerian soldiers also behaving like area boys in the presence of a governor, I think it's very bad optics for the military. And I expect that by now, the army headquarters, will have tried to identify these gentlemen and read out the rule book to them and probably sanction them. And in any case, someone took the video. If this was not recorded, we probably would not know. But we have this as concrete evidence that, our soldiers are no different from the men at the police checkpoints. We are here, we are here.
All right, we had you. Well,
Out.
I hear you.
Can you imagine U.S. Marines?
Yes.
Doing this in the
Collecting money
presence
from
of
Biden.
a
But they don't
public
spray. They
official?
don't give cash in their culture.
Well,
We
all
give
right.
cash.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Ojineka.
That's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I will see you tomorrow.
And that's all on today's edition of The Morning Show. Before we go, we would like to appreciate our ever-loving, peaceful, and cooperative viewers across the globe for your continuous following and belief in our undiluted news program, freshly served every morning here on Arise News. That we won 5 awards at the 15th Annual Nigeria Media Night Out Awards in Lagos is because you all are always there for us. Thank you, and thank you again.